You already know, man. It's Deion Dawkins, and you listening to the Real Deal Sports Show on the Beat 105.5.
Yes, you are. Welcome to another week of the Real Deal Sports Show, coming to you live and through your speakers every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. Live. We talk sports of all sorts. A lot of action going on. Hey, Buffalo Bills fans, hey, we're in the house. The Bills are now 9-2, best record since 1993. And that happened to be the last year the Bills went to the Super Bowl. So, hey, they look like a lot of good omens are coming to pass so far this season. Bills are doing quite well. And they went in with a no-name team, which makes it even better. It makes it even better. You don't have a big-time star. You don't have a lot of big-name players that people would know across the country. But the people they do know, Josh Allen continues to play within himself. As long as Josh Allen plays within himself and takes off when he runs when he needs to, like he needed to run on that 4th and 2 for 22 yards to get that first 2 yards. He needed 2 yards. He ended up getting the touchdown, ran over a couple of people on the way to the end zone. That's when you need Josh Allen to be Superman and put the cape on and run with the football. Don't need to run. It's only a few times you need to run. You got to run when you have to run 4th and 2. That was a good decision to take off. And he's throwing the ball away. And they're running the ball. Joe Brady's having an excellent season calling the offense, I thought, with running the football. I thought they could have ran the ball a little more against Kansas City, but they went into a more passing game. They also, Deion Dawkins was in and out of that lineup. He was hurt with the ankle. Spencer Brown missed the game completely with his high ankle sprain. Vandermark did a hell of a job replacing Spencer Brown. Vandermark played a hell of a game at the right tackle position. Richard Gurridge came in, relieved Deion Dawkins when he was shaken up a few times. He played a hell of a game as well. For the times that he was in there, when you needed him the most, he was in there. He was making the plays and making things happen for the Buffalo Bills. In the locker room, I was out of town last week. I was on a cruise last weekend, so I was unable to cover the game. One of the few games I don't cover. But you know my right-hand man, J-GILLZ. J-GILLZ was on the scene. And before we go to the first Buffalo Bills interview for this morning, I wanted to give you also our advertiser, our sponsor for that segment. And we broadcasting live to you as we do every week from the Rock Pawnbrokers Studios. Check out Rock Pawnbrokers. The holiday season coming, deal or no deal. Hey, holidays are quickly upon us with one of them coming next week. So get over there for deal or no deal, Rock Pawnbrokers, so they can help you out over there at Rock Pawnbrokers. At Rock Pawnbrokers for sure. This segment is sponsored by MJ Dispensary, located at the Genesee Regional Market, 900 Jefferson Road, Suite 902. Get by there this Friday for Black Friday. Can you believe it? Black Friday. Every Friday is Black Friday for the Rad Man and our crew. We know what time it really is. But the nation's Black Friday is coming up this coming Friday, November 29th. Stop on out there. Special hours starting at 8 a.m. out there at MJ Dispensary, located in the Genesee Regional Market, 900 Jefferson Road, Suite 902. Check them out for the Black Friday sales. It's off the chain, y'all. Y'all better check out MJ Dispensary for all your needs out there for weed or weedless, whatever you need. They got it. They got it for you out there at MJ Dispensary. So check them out for Black Friday and also their special hours throughout the holiday season. And first up, we want to hear from Mecole Hardman. He's an excellent wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. And let's hear what we're going to go to Mecole Hardman and hear what he had to say after the Bills defeated the Kansas City Chiefs.
How you doing, Mecole? Obviously, this is not your first time against the Buffalo Bills. Did you see anything defensively from them that you haven't saw in years past?
That's playing how they play. You know, I think they had the kind of defense they play all year. They playing a little man, a little zone. So they was mixing it up. But they had a good game plan and they executed a little bit better today. But overall, we just got to be better offensively.
Did you think that this is obviously the first loss of the season? You guys are very accustomed to winning. Is there any chance like you kind of got like the monkey off your back or like the chip off your shoulder, or like how do you move forward after such a close and tough loss?
No, y'all gonna have a chip on your shoulder. You know, that's what you want to play with. But like I said, this loss is just something you learn from. You gotta go back and watch the film, see what you can improve on, and get better and get ready for the next week.
That's right. And that's what I love about McCole Hardiman. Win or lose, he's going to give you a good interview. He's going to give you some good hard facts. J-GILLZ also did a great job. Matter of fact, one of his interview with Patrick Mahomes went viral and also was on ESPN after the game, live on ESPN on that sports show at 11:30 in the evening. Excellent job, J-GILLZ. Ashley Dorsley, who replaced me from the Challenger Community News, excellent job, excellent reporting on the Chiefs-Bills contest. While we have it on, let's hear what DeAndre Hopkins had to say about the Bills-Chiefs outcome and his second time coming back to Buffalo in about 3 weeks.
Kansas City Chiefs receiver DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre, obviously, it's your second time here in Orchard Park. Did you see anything different? Obviously, different team, but did you see anything different from the defense from the Buffalo Bills today?
Got beat. I don't get PSAs.
I feel you. How do you move forward after the first loss on the season? As a leader of this team, a veteran in the locker room, how do you move forward after a loss like this?
You move forward. You look onward. A lot of these players on this team been in this predicament before. Nothing new, so look forward.
Do you feel the chemistry is clicking a little better as these weeks continue?
Just try to build momentum every day, practice, and hopefully carry over to the field.
Can you take from this?
There you go. Hey, D-Hop is always going to be a class act. Let you know how he truly feels. Good guy. Always been interviewing him since 2019, the Miami Super Bowl week with him and his mom. He has a movie. His mother has a movie coming out about her life story coming up pretty soon. We didn't get a chance to talk too much about that the last 2 times he's been in, but hopefully by Super Bowl week, when we'll be broadcasting live to you from New Orleans Convention Center, we'll hopefully have Diop and his mom, on the show again, talking about her life story. That'll be coming up. Kansas City, it was a chess match. The Bills took away Kelsey. He went with Noah Berry. Noah was the wide receiver they went to. Noah Gray caught the 2 touchdown passes. So I'm thinking if the Bills play Kansas City, which it most likely will, somewhere down the road in the playoffs, look for Louis Shine, Cine. He's a guy the Bills brought in the preseason. He was a former number 1 draft pick of the Minnesota Vikings, defensive back. He was the MVP of the championship game for the Georgia Bulldogs last year. 2 years ago, or last year, excuse me. He was there. He was the MVP of that bowl game as a defensive back. The Bills moving him to like a safety position. I would not be surprised to see him inserted into the lineup if the Buffalo Bills play the Kansas City Chiefs, where he would be able to cover the second tight end because they had Kelsey kind of tied up. They took Kelsey away. I think they need to get a little bit bigger. The Bills do, because Teron Johnson is a good player, but he's on the small side. We need to get a little bigger in the defensive secondary. So I'm looking for Louis Shine to come on board and be able to play that position, because the Bills have some excellent draft picks, excellent practice squad players. Last week's show, if you caught the show, I mentioned last week about Zach Davidson. Zach Davidson played in the game. He actually had a reception in the contest. He made a nice catch. They brought him up in place of Dalton Kincaid, who hopefully Dalton Kincaid can be back in 2 or 3 weeks. I would like to see Zach Davidson in there instead of Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox made a play. He did make a catch, but you get too little from him for the kind of money. You should never have paid Dawson Knox big-time money, because Dawson Knox is not a big-time player. He's a big-time pitch man. Get him out there. He's selling cars. He's selling plumbing. He's selling all kinds of stuff. You go to the Rochester airport. I was at the airport. I walked by there, see Greg Russo, a cutout of Greg Russo in his uniform. It looked like he's calling signals or something. It's an action photo. He's in his full helmet on, the whole 9 yards. But ironically, if you walk past that Greg Russo, there's a second cutout, and it's a cutout of I didn't realize it was Dawson Knox until I stopped and saw it the last time, cutting through the Greater Rochester Airport there as you're going over to the A gate, going toward the Southwest American airline gates. It's a cutout of Dawson Knox. He has his little Scully hat on, and he has a cutoff shirt on. Look like it might have been pregame warm-ups or something, or maybe it might have been a photo shoot. And he's promoting some beer. I said, damn, man, is this Dawson Knox? I mean, you see more of him off the field than you see on the field. Production-wise, one catch a game ain't doing it, man. But he got his little beard going, and you can see he must be connected with a modeling agency or something, because it's more like a modeling picture. And he's promoting some beer, man. Talking about drinking beer. I said, damn, this Dawson Knox, man, he's a hell of a pitch man. This guy, hell, he got way more deals than Josh Allen. I guess Josh Allen turned some of these down, I guess. But this guy, man, hey, he's the pitch man of the year. I give him the MVP award for being the pitch man off the field, selling beer, selling plumbing tools over there, plumbing services, heating and cooling services over there. And then, of course, the main one where he's on there selling cars. He looking like he plays a car salesman. That's just where he look. He look like he definitely, that's his next gig after football, being a car salesman or a general manager of a car dealership somewhere in the country. Might even be here in this local area. But hey, Dawson Knox, you're great off the field, but on the field, man, come on. What I got Brandon Bean in them. I want to know, what did you see in this guy that you're gonna make him the 13th highest paid tight end in the National Football League? What did you see, man? I mean, some of his moves are very questionable. Like, and also getting rid of Tremaine Edmonds. I still think Tremaine Edmonds, you could use him. Boy, stopping the run. You got a 250-pound middle linebacker with long arms. Man, anybody can use him. The Bears are using him. He's doing well with the Chicago Bears. I would have kept him with us. Shorter linebacker, Terrell Edmonds. He's a great player. I like Terrell Edmonds. Terrell Bernard. Excuse me, Terrell Bernard. Terrell Bernard, who's also the Buffalo Bills starting linebacker. Terrell Bernard he was an NFL Defensive Player of the Week. I think he could actually move into a safety position because of his size. He's a ball hawk. He sealed the game with the interception on Patrick Mahomes at the end of that game this past Sunday. Made a great drop and read on the play and came over and made the play. He looks like a perfect safety down the road, becoming a safety because of his size. Because up in the middle, going up against those tough running backs, it's going to be hard. He has a hard time up in there. They had a hard time stopping the run. They did do a great job stopping the running backs, but when Pacheco comes back, and he's due back, I see he's on the 21-day list now. They activated his 21 days, so it looked like he's going to be back in the next 3 weeks. Pacheco coming back from the broken leg. That guy can run. If he runs as hard as he was running before the injury, watch out. And also, another note about the Kansas City Chiefs. They're picking up wide receivers. They're picking up another wide receiver. They're picking up an offensive lineman this week. So it looks like they see that they got a little chink in their armor, and they're looking to improve their players. They're looking to bring on some additional talent to make up the roster. Morris Thompson on the check-in. How you doing, Morris Thompson? Wait, Morris Thompson says about you got to make money selling stuff somehow. His game won't make much more. You're absolutely right, Morris Thompson. Thank you. Thanks for chiming in. And please feel free to like, subscribe. Check us out on Facebook. We're Facebook Live. We're on Facebook. George Radney page or Real Deal Sports Show page. We're also on YouTube right now. Check it out. You can watch the show on YouTube, and you can see our guests that we have coming up on the show today. But Morris Thompson, thank you so much for checking the show out and sticking with us each and every week here on Real Deal Sports Show. So he got to make his money somehow. You're absolutely right about that. This guy is just something else out here trying to do everything but be a real good tight end in the National Football League. So that's what I'm seeing there. The Bills, a week off, get rested up. Last year this time, remember, the Bills had to go on a 5-game winning streak just to make the playoffs, and they ended up winning the division by winning 5 of the last 6 games. They had lost to the Eagles this coming week, and then they went on and won their next 5 games because they had to. So the pressure was on last year, and now this year is a much different season. They 9 wins, 2 losses. Nothing's guaranteed, but look like they're going to win the division once again. But you got to get ready for these up. The 49ers are coming up next weekend. Then comes the Rams. Then comes Detroit, which could be a preview of a Super Bowl rematch after that game on December 15th in Detroit. The Radman and the crew will be in the Motor City covering that one. That's going to be a big road game for the Buffalo Bills in Detroit. That should be the game. Then they come back to play the New England Patriots, the Jets, and then the Patriots once again to close out the the season. So it's still they're in stretch drive mode. You can rest some guys. Guys need some rest. Guys are bruised up, but you still got to keep moving forward. Like to see them continue with the running game. Give Cook some time to rest up. Maybe get Frank Gore Jr. in to get him some reps. Ty Johnson's playing well. You want to keep that shoulder healthy for him. You got some very good running backs the Buffalo Bills have. Wide receivers, keep Amari Cooper, keep him healthy, get him ready for this playoff season coming up. That's some of the key components right there that you got to have and you got to see from the Buffalo Bills coming up for the in the playoff mode. Getting ready for the 49ers. Brock Purdy is out this week for the 49ers. That's a big loss for them. Someone named Brad Allen, don't know who that is. He's coming in. He's going to be a starting quarterback. But, hey, he's been practicing in that system, so he could be very dangerous. He could be a dangerous option for the 49ers as they go into Green Bay. And we're going to get into those picks toward the end of the show. I haven't forgot about you. Hope to help win you a lot of money. Hey, I was right on the Indianapolis coast last week, getting points last week. They're getting a hell of a lot of points this week. I'll let you know about what we think some of those games are going to take place later on toward the end of the show. We got a lot going on this week. A lot of people talking about Major League Baseball, Aaron Judge. One thing, why in the world does Major League Baseball announce their MVPs, their Rookie of the Years, all of those way after the season? Nobody's thinking about baseball now. They should really wake up and let people know their Rookie of the Year, their league MVPs. All of that should be done during the World Series. They should have those votes tabulated, and they should bring those players on before the game. Maybe even bring them out onto the field and introduce your Rookie of the Year, like that the Cy Young winner, Tyreek Turball from the Squirrel from the Detroit Tigers, had a hell of a season. He was well deserving of the honor over there. Chris Sales from the Atlanta Braves was the National League winner. Another guy that came back, had the Tommy John surgery. He came back from Tommy John surgery. Chris Sales had a hell of a season for the Atlanta Braves. So he definitely, those guys deserve the honor. But why not do it during the World Series? Why are you doing it last week or the week after this, the week before? Why are you announcing all of these awards? Like, come on, man. Y'all still doing it like it's the 50s through the 70s or 80s or something, man. Before cable, before internet, before all of this stuff. We got social media. You got all of this going on now. You should announce these award winners during the Major League Baseball season, most importantly during the World Series. That's when you got a lot of eyeballs was watching the Yankees and Dodgers play. Why wouldn't you announce the award winners during that series? Just get it over with, get them on the field, bring them out for the start of one of the games, or each day, maybe before each game, you have the league MVP, the American National League MVPs one day. You have the Rookies of the Year the next day. And then the Gold Glove winners. Have all the Gold Glove winners come out on the field. That would look so nice and so and honorable and respectable for those guys who won those awards. That's why I always used to forget who were the Gold Glove winners, because you announce them too doggone late in the year. You're announcing them now in late November. Baseball is October. You should be doing it during the World Series. That's just my 2 cents on that. And hopefully they'll, down the road, make a change to that aspect of the awards, to get those awards out in a much timelier fashion to do that. Definitely. Oh, all right, Morris. You need a good 6-game parlay. All right, we're gonna get you some good. I'll get you some parlay picks later on in the show. So we definitely gonna get that due. Morris Thompson up there in the DC and the Beltway, up there in the Maryland area, checking in on the show as each and every week. And remember, subscribe, like the show, subscribe to the show, stay with us each week. You gotta get this thing rolling. Subscribe to the show, like the show on YouTube. Real Deal Sports Show. Check it out each and every week. And I also want to mention the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers, I didn't realize that they hadn't played a division game, and now they're going into their division schedule. But they still also has to play the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs in this next 5 to 6 game stretch. So that's a hell of a stretch for the Steelers. And man, I think they may play their way out of that first place position in the Ravens. And they still got to play the Ravens again as well as the Cincinnati Bengals, as well as the Cleveland Browns, who put a beat down on them last night, Thursday night. That was a good game, a snow game, old school football, just the way I like it. A lot of running, a lot of hitting, a lot of guys playing hard. And I got to give it to the Steelers, though. Mike Tomlin had those boys ready after that very physical game on Sunday where the Ravens, where they held on and beat the Ravens, where the Ravens beat themselves because their field goal kicker missed 2 or 3 field goals. Chris Tucker, the comedian. Yeah, he laughing all about it. But that Tucker for the Baltimore Ravens, man, he's now getting into a slump. If anybody is due a slump, it's that guy. He's been one of the best kickers in the National Football League for the past 10 years. Hey, this guy was money all the time. So I guess everybody gets in their slump and have a little downtime. And he missed a couple of field goals that he normally would have made a difference in that game. And the Ravens lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. And then the Steelers lose to the Cleveland Browns on Thursday. So that really helps the Ravens out. So I definitely see the Ravens coming back and winning that division because I can't see the Pittsburgh Steelers having a gauntlet schedule that they have down the stretch with games Cincinnati. Then they got Cleveland 2 weeks from now. Then you got the Eagles. Then you got the Kansas City Chiefs. Then you got the Ravens again. Man, it's a hell of a schedule. I don't know who set that schedule up. I'm like, wait, if I'm the Steelers, I would have been like, man, put some of those tough games early. Don't put all the easy games, not easy games, but lighter teams, the non-real physical teams early. And who the hell would schedule the Steelers Ravens on a Sunday and then turn around and got to play Cleveland on a Thursday? Man, they didn't do the Steelers no favors at all. Jameis Winston, happy for Jameis Winston to get his first win of ever playing in a snowstorm. And man, he played better throwing the football in the snow than he did. Sometimes he do in warm weather. Man, that was a beautiful touchdown pass. He threw 4th downs. He was completing. Jameis Winston is a guy that should get some credit, some respectability. He's a guy that should be starting for a team in the National Football League. When you see some of these bums that you see starting, the Tennessee Titans, you couldn't pick up. Why in the hell wouldn't you pick up a quality quarterback like Jameis Winston? I mean, he threw back on Sunday in a losing effort when he went back to New Orleans to play the New Orleans Saints back on Sunday. He threw for 395 yards. He was like 24-35 for 395 yards, 2 or 3 touchdowns in that game. I mean, it's just amazing that a guy like Jameis Winston doesn't get the respect and doesn't get the opportunities that some of these bum quarterbacks in the National League like. That Levis, man, Tennessee Titans don't have a starter. I mean, Tennessee, that guy's a bum, man. Levis, man, oh man, he's bum. He's a straight up bum. You got some other bums walking around. Oh, New York Jets. You couldn't think of Jameis Winston? Aaron Rodgers. Now my boy Joe Douglas, who I used to get confused. Now Joe Douglas, man, they done showed you the door. Man, the Jets are reeling, man. This, as I said, they were. I didn't think they were playoff contenders from the beginning of the season, and they showed you why. And they showed you why Aaron Rodgers should not be calling the shots, acting like he was the general manager. So Joe Douglas went down. He jumped overboard. The owner threw him off the ship. The only guy he got left is the bum Aaron Rodgers, and they need to go ahead and replace him. New York Football Giants. Why would you pay Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones showed you who he was. You couldn't bring Jameis Winston into the New York Giants. Jameis Winston's not better than Daniel Jones. You didn't even have to pay him. All you had to do was just make him the second string and hope that he might get better and keep him on that rookie contract and bring in a veteran quarterback to start over him and see if he could learn for this season and then try Daniel Jones for next season. But no, the Mara family. Oh, no, we got to have our man in there now. And he got in there now. You saw what the hell he did. Turned that football over. J-GILLZ coming in. Look like you in man, you in Alaska or you in Rochester, man? You got the hoodie, everything on, man. You all bundled up. Man, man, you somewhere in a cold atmospheric area. Good, welcome to Real Deal Sports Show, J-GILLZ.
Oh, man, it's good to be home. Good to be home, man. Good to be home. Excellent interviews thus far on the Real Deal Sports Show. You already know. And, man, you're absolutely right. New York is just a wasteland. Whether it's the Jets or the Giants, it doesn't matter. Man, those teams are in purgatory.
What do you think was the Jets' problem?
Man, I mean, when you're giving it to a 40-year-old quarterback, when you're asking a 40-year-old quarterback fresh off of an Achilles, what did they think was going to happen? I'm not going to lie, Rat Man. I was one of those folks that thought the Jets had a chance. You look at this roster: former offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. You look at the team. You look at the talent that they have on the team. I mean, on paper, this Jets team should be at least a 10-win team, fighting for the seventh or sixth seed in the playoffs. You would think that they'll be competing with the Buffalo Bills for the AFC East when you look at the talent on this roster. But unfortunately, when you have incompetent people at the top, yes, and that goes to the GM, unfortunately, Robert Saleh, and really it's even the owner. It's just good things don't happen. Aaron Rodgers had no business being out there this season, especially, and this is what makes it even worse. You talked about the backup quarterbacks. You got a guy like Tyrod Taylor, who me and you have seen over these years, just continuously win games. He's an excellent talent, and he should have definitely been the starting quarterback for the Jets. And I guarantee you, they wouldn't have been in this situation.
Absolutely. And it wasn't Robert Saleh. It was Joe Douglas, who's the general manager. Joe Douglas, who's the guy that brought in Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson didn't work out. But then again, you said, well, hell, Zach Wilson, you threw some interceptions. You didn't show a lot of promise. But why would you get rid of him? I would have just kept him on the roster. You're not paying him. He's on his rookie contract. Keep Zach Wilson on maybe, or if he was that bad in the locker room, okay, you got rid of him. But bring somebody in of high quality. You got Tyrod Taylor. Bring Tyrod Taylor and let him settle the team down. Why would you let Aaron Rodgers call the shots? You bring Devontae Adams over there. They worse than what they were before Devontae even showed up. It's just a big mess. Woody Johnson, you get what you deserve. You with your boy.
Right, man. I'm not gonna put it all on Joe Douglas. As I mentioned before, I look at this roster. Joe Douglas is a big part. He did draft Zach Wilson. He also drafted Garrett Wilson. He also drafted Breece Hall. He also drafted Sauce Gardner, Braylon, the other running back. I mean, he's had a lot of misses. He had a lot of hits. He had a lot of misses, but a lot of hits. See, when I look at Robert Saleh, him not being able to galvanize those troops, and I understand Aaron Rodgers is a difficult talent to have, but I don't believe Robert Saleh has ever made the playoffs in his tenure. And that's with Zach Wilson. That's with Mike Williams. That's with Aaron Rodgers. So at some point as a coach, you can't get to the playoffs. You're not a good coach. The talent was there. It was a mixture of both coach, quarterback, GM. It just wasn't a good mix in New York.
Absolutely. That's a good point. I forgot. You're right. That's why you a regular co-host here on this show, because you bringing up some good those are excellent draft picks. So he built the foundation. One thing he never could do, similar to what the Bills had trouble with, getting an offensive line. He's had trouble because he drafted that Becton, and Becton never panned out. I see Becton with somebody else doing the same thing, got that knee trouble. And then he goes and bring Tyron Smith in from the Cowboys. I saw him in the locker room with that brace is on so tight. So he's basically on the field playing with one leg, playing on one leg. Tyron Smith, the former great linebacker, a great offensive tackle of the Dallas Cowboys, now with the New York Jets. He's basically out there on one really good leg because that knee brace is so big and so wrapped up. I mean, I was like, wow. I said, man, this guy. I tried to ask him. I said, "What motivates you to continue to play?" "Oh, sorry, man. Sorry, bro. I ain't doing interviews right now. He pushed his way by me going toward the showers." I said, "Yeah, okay, man." And he's he in street clothes now. He dressed going toward the shower, the area where they go hang out at in the back with the media. "Yeah, man. I remember you, man. I don't remember you, Tyron. All right, man. Dishing me like that. But hey, that's cool." He ain't want to talk about the butt whooping he took from the Bills. Him and the dude next to him was Moses something, man. He got whooped too that night. Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were hot. They were hot about that beatdown they took from the Bills there at MetLife Stadium. But to make a long story short, he did a good job with some draft picks, but he couldn't get the offensive line together and that's where he needed the offensive line to protect his aging quarterback. Now all you do is blitz him, and you can't move. He just can't move at all now. J-GILLZ.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I would like to see what are they going to do from here. You got guys on the team. You got excellent coaches out and available. You got an abundance of quarterbacks. You got Shedeur Sanders. It's a lot going on here. I would love to see how the Jets are going to finish off this season.
Hey, with the new quarterback that Deion Sanders has coming in that committed to the University of Colorado, you think he's going to stay at Colorado? once his sons leave, they go into the pros, and Travis Hunter look like he might be the Heisman Trophy winner. Man, this could be the icing on the cake. I mean, this guy Deion Sanders. People don't know. You don't hear the national media talking about it, but Deion Sanders about to have. He could possibly have a Heisman Trophy winner, and it's rare to have a Heisman Trophy winner in college that played under your leadership, your head coaching ability. What do you think, J-GILLZ?
And the future #1 pick, and those are two different players. Well, it could be the same player, but Shador could go #1. Travis could win the Heisman. I think it really boils down to this, right, man? I think the success in this year's playoffs, mind you, this is the first year that the NCAA football, the football committee, the playoffs are extending it to the 12 teams roster. Right now, I think Colorado's sitting at somewhere between 16 and 17 on the standings in the rankings right there. If they can make it into the National Football College playoffs, I think that depending on what happens there, and it's a lot of great teams this year. I mean, obviously you got Texas, Ohio State's in the mix, Georgia's still in there. It's a lot of great. Obviously, the U. It's a lot of teams, and that's why right now them opening up to 12 teams is a huge deal. If Colorado can sneak in, I think depending on the success that Deion can have in that tournament, in the playoffs, can he win a national college championship? Now, if you're talking that, then he's clearly going to be done. If with the Boulders, he's going to be done. There's too many teams in the NFL that will want him at that point. Obviously, that's a long way to go. We got January. We got a long way to get there. But I think that right there is more of a bigger point, because if he can't even make it to the playoffs this year, I think he's still got a lot more to prove in his college coaching career. He can have the talent. He's developed those guys, but he has to win, and he has to win on a big stage. And I want to see if he can make it to the tournament for one, and what he does if he gets in, and those Colorado can get in. I think that right there will say a lot to what Deion's next move is going to be.
Yes, because he in an interview this week, I just heard him mention that people don't see. They see his sons, they see Travis Hunter, but the head trainer. He brought the head trainer from Jackson State. He brought two young sisters, two young black women, I should say, young women who work in the training facility. He brought them to Colorado. He brought a lot of people to the University of Colorado from Jackson State, or people that he knew. He said, "What his childhood friend, that's a trainer that does something in the football, is with them at the University of Colorado." So he brought a lot of people to a bigger stage, and being able to adapt and learn on a major stage like the NCAA, and they could go on to be trainers in the National Football League, or trainers for corporate America, anywhere with the guidance, because Deion chose to go to the University of Colorado and bring a lot of people with them. And I think you're right. I forget about with the tournament, but the kind of money the kind of money they offer in the NFL, and also what the president of the University of Colorado said, that in 1 year he made the money back that they made for paying for Deion to come there, and they still getting more and more players. Now you're getting players and people to come there. Hey man, it might be a win-win for Deion to continue to stay at University of Colorado, and now you see what he done for Travis Hunter, and also for his own kids as well. He could do that for other kids as well. Other parents are looking at him, kids are looking at him, say, "Hey man, I want to play for Deion, man.
I want to play for Deion."
Exactly. So
no.
He's. What do you say? You think that's possible?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I don't think the job is done yet. I think this microwave society, everybody wants to move so fast. Stay where you at. Stay put. I mean, he's been coaching these colleges now for what, around 5 years or so, starting at Jackson State. This is second year in Colorado. Like I said, win a national championship. I think that's the goal right now. Keep on developing these players. Keep on getting players into the NFL. Keep on changing young men's lives forever, creating generational wealth. I think that's more important for Deion right now. I think that one day he will be in the NFL if he wants to be. The opportunity is definitely there. But I think the job isn't done yet. We got to stop being so premature as media, trying to piece these stories together and look at the reality. The reality is, as much as he's done for Colorado, turned that franchise around and brought in boatloads of money, I think he wants to win a national college championship. And I think that he can. I truly believe he can. And let's see if he can. And I think that starting there is the first step. I'm not going to push him in the NFL right now. I want to see him in Colorado to have continued success, and I want him to win a national championship. And that's just J-GILLZ's opinion.
I agree. You know what? I agree with you, because I think he's more important he knows how to shape young men and young women's future. He's really good at doing that. He's a good not only motivational speaker, but his actions, how he treats his players. And when he talked about the young ladies that are in the training room and they're learning firsthand how to new techniques for helping players and helping players get over their injuries a lot quicker, and also using state-of-the-art equipment that they never would have had either if they were at Jackson State or they were somewhere where they were before Jackson State even came about. They got an opportunity now to work with some of the best equipment that's out there, some of the state-of-the-art equipment, some working with the techniques in the training room, and they could become head trainers anywhere. They could write their own ticket because Deion Sanders giving them an opportunity to learn and grow as a human being. And you're right, that's the most important part. So hopefully, selfishly, we hope he does stay there at Colorado, because what he's doing for the young men and women and our kids, especially African-American women and young men, is priceless. It's priceless. And we see others more and more continuing to do the same thing, following in Deion's footsteps at that level. So we'll see how this continues.
Ray Lewis just accepted the coaching job,
Oh, really?
Florida.
Oh, really? Which Florida? What University of Florida? Or Florida, the Florida A&M or something?
I believe it. I think that was it.
The Rattlers. Well, hey, that's excellent. See, now he's another great motivational speaker, and I'm sure they're gonna follow the blueprint. I'm sure he already talked to Deion, and most of you guys who you see coming and going after these HBCU coaching jobs, they've already spoken to Deion Sanders to get his viewpoint of how to go about it, because Deion has the blueprint. You follow his blueprint, it's a good chance you'll be successful.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. And our next segment of the show coming up is sponsored by our award-winning Miriam Rivera Farmers Insurance Agency, Auto, Home, Health, Life Insurance, 1038 Lyle Avenue at 511 Bean Road, Suite B. Give a call, 585-360-0094. Miriam Rivera will make sure that your insurance needs are handled. Auto, Home, Health, and Life Insurance. If she saved the Rad Man and his family a hell of a lot of money, I guarantee you she'll save you and your family a hell of a lot of money as well. And also another footnote, Luther Vandross, Never Too Much, Rochester Association of Black Journalists brought this movie to you before it hits Netflix, before it hits the movie theaters nationwide. This movie won at the Cannes Film Festival, won awards, the Toronto Film Festival back in September. This is a Jamie Foxx film from Foxhole Productions. Wow. Had a chance to see it Thursday night at the Little Theater. It's being shown today. One showing only. 12 noon, people. 12 noon. Come out and pack that place. Because I worked with Festival East Incorporated and got a chance to meet him and work with him backstage on some of his Buffalo shows back in the day when he used to come through Buffalo, when he used to do the shows in the round at Shea's Buffalo, and then when he really blew up at the auditorium downtown Buffalo, when Luther really blew up and was drawing 12,000 people to the art, almost 15,000 people selling that place out. So it was a lot of things I learned in the watching this video, watching this documentary of Luther Vandross, Never Too Much. Very well done, Jamie Foxx. A1 to you. Thank you for putting that out, because I'm glad he deserved a documentary, because Luther Vandross is one of the classiest people and artists of our lifetime for sure. And back to the show. We're going to get back and continue with our sports conversation. We got a lot going on this morning. A lot of high school football coming up. We got a guest coming on in a few moments. But high school football, Aquinas played a hell of a game. Lancaster played a hell of a game. Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose. And Bartles with the interception, run back for the touchdown. Aquinas defeated Lancaster 21-19. They move on to the Final Four. Coach Maurice Jackson, or Mo Jackson, as everybody know him by, congratulations. And only his second or third year there at the school, he got them in the Final Four of the state championship, J-GILLZ.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why Aquinas went with Mo Jackson. That's why, he is where he is. And, definitely shout outs to him. Coach of the year, I believe. He won the Coach of the Year as well. So shout out to Aquinas for continued success in their pursuit of their 9th state championship.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations and good luck on that. Later today, East Ridge High School plays Health Sciences. Health Sciences is the team that Mookie Hawkins.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure I get out there today at 4 o'clock and see some of that game.
Where's that game at?
At SUNY Brockport.
Oh, I'm gonna be on the sidelines for that one.
Yeah, same here. Okay, I gotta get on Mookie, man. Mookie
Right.
at the WUFO radio station, the sports director at WUFO. He's also known as a head coach. He's a serious head football coach, or not head, but a football coach
Offensive
in high
coordinator.
school. Offensive coordinator. Thank
Yep.
you. He's the OC for the health sciences team. He's been talking about their team. He was so happy that Monroe went up and he didn't have to face because they lost to Monroe
Last year in Class
year.
B.
Right.
Yep, it's the Class B, but it's gonna be good. They'll see him again.
Yeah, they're gonna see them again. I said they're gonna drop back down to Class B, man. You got 1 year. You better beat whoever you play. Whoever you play this year, you better beat them, man. Because Monroe High School coming back next year.
Coming strong.
Coming strong to Class B. So East Ridge versus Health Sciences. Check that game out at 4 p.m. today, SUNY Brockport. So we keep you abreast of, and congratulations to all the teams that won in volleyball and soccer. Congratulations. We won 3 out of the 18 states. Section 5 won 3 out of the 18 state championships in soccer. So congratulations to the soccer teams here. We're going to have Marquel Slaughter back with us next week. He's going to give us the breakdown on that taking. And we got a guest coming in right now to give us a little update on what's happening here next Saturday night. Next Saturday night, we got a big event coming to Nasty Knuckles boxing facility. And we have Mr. Grambling is coming on with us. Good morning. Welcome to Real Deal Sports Show. Good morning, Mr. Grambling. How you doing this morning?
I'm blessed, man. How you doing, man?
Good. Glad to have you with us. I don't know why you thought we were on Sunday, man. We're on our way to the NFL Stadium on Sundays, man.
Okay, absolutely. I don't know what it was. I got the time up, man, but we here now.
Well, what's going on next? What's going on next Saturday?
Oh man, it's gonna be excitement. It's gonna be explosive, man. Next week, Saturday, man, we got the Rumble in Rochester, New York, man. We got some professional bouts. We got some amateur bouts. It's gonna be dynamite, man. I have different artists performing. I have the Onyx performing. The mayor is going to be there. So it's going to be a great event. It's going to be live on Triller TV. So we have some elite amateur bouts coming up. They'll be starting at about 2:30 p.m. And people who can't attend it, they'll even be able to watch it on TrillerTV.com. And then we'll have the professional bouts start about 7 p.m., man. It's going to be an amazing show, man.
How many bouts you have? Looking at that flyer, man, you got a lot of bouts coming up.
Well, I got about 10 amateur bouts, which will go on during the day, as I said, and then we have 7 professional boxing matches in the evening.
What time would that start in the evening for the professional bouts?
The pro bouts start at 7 p.m. Doors are open at 6 p.m. Then we'll have the mayor down there. He's gonna say a few words, man. We have various celebrity guests coming. We got Peter Guns coming. We got the Onyx coming. We got Rick Ross coming. We got a lot of different people who's showing up, man. It's going to be a great event.
Freeway Rick Ross? Which Rick Ross we talking about?
We talking about Freeway Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross. Yes, sir. Yeah, he's coming. He's actually heavy into the boxing. He has fighters himself. So me as a promoter, me and him had met down in Vegas some time ago and things like that and just clicked, man. We made things happen. But it's going to be great, man. And I just love the fact that I'm able to bring something like this to Rochester, New York.
Absolutely. It's long overdue. We haven't had since Mercedes Simmons used to bring the bouts each summer to Rochester. We miss her. She's now a city council representative now, but she used to bring a lot of boxing events here. And we're glad that you're picking up the ball, the baton, and carrying it on forward for next weekend. Is there who's the highlight? Is there a highlight fight, a main that you think people shouldn't? I know all that they shouldn't want to miss any of them. But which bouts do you think are can't miss bouts that people need to see?
Well, the last 3 fights are dynamite fights. The main event is Wilfredo Vega Flores. He's going to be facing Jalen Phillips out of Las Vegas. So that's going to be a good fight. Wilfredo just fought at the casino recently, maybe about 2 months ago. So he's definitely a dynamite fighter, fighting at 139 pounds. That's going to be a good fight. The co-main event, we got Joseph Taylor, the son of a legend. He's actually an ex-world kickboxing champion. and he was an MMA guy. So he's fighting someone out of Zabzuda camp out of Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's fighting Elijah Lene. So, and this guy is actually trained by Zab's dad, so he'll be there. Noel, that's how he says that. Noel Zuda, he'll be there too because that's his coach. Then the card under there, the reason why this is actually my fighter. He signed with Savage Life Promotion. His name Aleem Whitfield. He's 7-0, 6 knockouts as a heavyweight. Got over 200 amateur bouts. And it's gonna be he's a dynamite fighter, and we actually just got in with bare knuckle boxing as well. So it's gonna be some good fights, man. Some dynamite fights too.
And who's gonna be the ring announcer?
We have discombobulated Jones, Henry Jones, the one and only.
The one and only.
The one and only.
He's a regular on. He's a friend of the show. I'm sure we'll have him on next Saturday to really pump it up. Have him and have yourself back on next weekend to really pump it up. Once again, for our listeners, because we're running out of time here today. But how can people order tickets for this great event next Saturday in the location?
If you're in the location, you want to order some tickets, you can go to eventbrite.com, or you can stop in at 2 Mount Reed Boulevard, my facility, or you can go to Nasty Knuckles Boxing, which is 1555 Lyle Ave. That's where the fight will actually be held. So, guys, listen, it's going to be a dynamite thing, man. I appreciate you guys having me on, man. But listen, that fight you do not want to miss. And if you're not able to attend it in person, you can go to trillertv.com and you'll be able to order the pay-per-view.
Excellent. Oh, wow. You got all
wonderful, wonderful. We don't have any time. Definitely wanted to talk to you about the Tyson Jake Paul, but that's for another day.
Hey,
That'll be for another day.
Definitely need to talk about that. You know, one of my close buddies owns Celebrity Boxing, Damon Feldman. So we got to talk. Absolutely. Man.
Absolutely will. Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully we have you and Discombobulating Jones on next Saturday.
We can do that. I have one of the hosts of the event is Damon Feldman, the CEO of Celebrity Boxing. We can get him on as well. Excuse me.
Please do. Please do. We'll talk after the show, but definitely, we will definitely have you three on next week.
All right.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, J-GILLZ, we got boxing coming back to the Rock. How about that?
Oh yeah, man. Rochester is a beautiful sports town, and we got to let the people know, and that's why they're getting exclusively on the Real Deal Sports Show.
That's right. That's right. That's why you get it right here. And here we go with our NFL picks of the week. People want to win some money. I see like Morris Thompson. He said he needs a pick 6 or something, man. I said, all right, man. We got to help you with your parlay out this week. One of my picks of the week, Detroit at Indy. And I just can't see Detroit mauling people like they've been. I mean, 2 of their last 4 games, they've scored over 52 points, J-GILLZ.
Absolutely, that's what they do. That's who they are. You talk about a team with identity. That's identity. You're gonna trust Anthony Richardson, right, man? Go ahead and trust him. I won't trust him, but go ahead and trust him.
I like those 11 points, man. I like that 11. I think 11 points might be some, but it hasn't been enough for some of these other squads. But I think with a running game, and they got to be able to slow these guys down because it's hard for a team to be on this type of run. I just hope Detroit don't burn themselves out before the playoffs because they're just on it. This is like they're a college football team out here. They're beating college football teams with these scores of. I'm glad I have the quarterback Goff and Jamie and Williamson on my fantasy team. But man, when I saw that score last week, I was like, man, it was like 30. It was like 35 to something. It wasn't even halftime.
52 to 9 or something like that. Just a beat down. But who you got, Radman? We need more picks for a full parlay spread.
Oh, yeah, we certainly do. We certainly do. Carolina getting 13. I see Kansas City bouncing back. I see Kansas City really want to let people know what time it really is. They should cover the 10. It should be 10-point spread by time kickoff. I like KC covering the 10, which they normally usually do, but because of the loss, they'll cover those 10. Chicago getting 4 at Minnesota, or Minnesota at Chicago. Minnesota coming back. Sam Arnold coming down to earth. That should be a close game. I see. Take Chicago in the points. Minnesota should win. I think Chicago will cover those 4 points. Washington and Dallas. We got to have backspin on that one. Man, I don't know who's. What happened to Dallas?
I wouldn't pick Dallas for nothing.
Oh man,
Because they
I
didn't
just
want
want
to
to remind
jackal.
listeners
Our
real
season
quick,
is
if
over.
they need some food.
Lady at the bar Monday night was like, "What's wrong with the Cowboys?" Oh, she was all upset, man. What's wrong
Our
with her?
season is over. I mean, at this point, hopefully the rumors are true. Dion could go on and get his championship, and then he could come on to Dallas, bring his son with him,
Right.
and we can get it popping once again.
Isn't that called collusion? That's got to be collusion, isn't it?
I wouldn't care what you call it, as long as at the end of the day you call it winning.
Brother, just a quick reminder. You know, any family in need, I want to just promote the good brothers at RF Mission, Brother Warren Meeks and the Mommies. They're going to be giving out they're going to be feeding over 700 families today at 180 Rains Park, Rochester, New York, 14613. If you need a holiday meal for the holidays, please go and see them.
Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, definitely. Because it's that time of year. You definitely need to get the out there to that later today for sure. But in my pick of the week, Tennessee getting 10 at Houston. Tennessee will cover, even though Lyle Levis or whatever his name going to try to lose the game up. Take Tennessee in the 10. They always play Houston very tough at home. I like Arizona over Seattle in a pick 'em. I like the 49ers getting the 3 points, but now they got this backup. I don't know about Allen, this backup guy. I don't know about this guy, but I still like the 49ers for some reason keep staying in this game and maybe even defeating the Green Bay Packers at home. And and that's it for the Rad Man. And the brothers match up on Monday night. Look for the Ravens to beat the Chargers on Monday night.
It is.
There you have it.
Appreciate y'all, man. The Real Deal Sports Show every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. right here on the Beat 105.5. Tell the Fanatic I said what's up, man. And y'all good luck in our Real Deal Fantasy Football League. I'm coming for the chip, man. I'm coming for the chip. You heard?
BacSpin about to get the chip. Not if Zeal Talk got something to say about it.
Uh-oh.
Not if the certified Zealers got something to say about it.
You gonna cut him off at the pass, huh?
Hey, I'm working. Y'all have a great weekend, man.
Yep,
You too, BacSpin. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Luther Vandross at noon today at Little Theater. Never Too Much, the documentary on
It's at the Little Theater today at 12 noon?
12 noon, yeah.
Oh, I'm shooting over there. I will be there. I will be there. I hope it starts a little late.
It usually does.
Yeah. I'm shooting over there. You know, I got to go check that out, man. I got to see that. Appreciate that, Rad, man. Appreciate that little tidbit. Got to see that. Y'all keep it where you need it. The Back in Time Mix Show is on the way right here on the Beat 105.5. You dig?